Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today, in this course of object-oriented programming, we are going to discuss the lecture number 7. In this lecture, we will cover the following topics: how object array data is declared in classes, example of stack object, analysis of the stack object and its operation, its data and operations, program code and its implementation. So firstly, what is stack? Stack are straightforward and simple data structure. It is just like an array. Access is allowed only at one end of the structure, normally termed the top of the stack. Stack follows an strategy which is called LIFO, last in first out strategy, or FILO, first in last out strategy. It means last in first out mean the atom which we will insert into the stack first, it will be removed at the end, and the atom which we will insert into the stack at the last, it will be removed from the stack first. Major operations for insertion and deletions of atom from the stacks are push operation and pop operation respectively. Push add atom at the top end of the stack, while the pop operation remove atom from the stack. Here we see the behavior of push and pop operations. We can easily understand the behavior of push and pop operation from the following assumption. Suppose we have a plate container having a spring at the closed bottom end of the container. This is a container which is used by a waiter or dishwasher or by a housewife. At the bottom end you can see here is a spring. When we insert a plate into this container, this spring push down, like below. You can see here the status of the spring is staged, where the more plates are added into the stack, the spring push down and it has been shrink. So now when we put a plate into the container from its top end, the weight of the plate pushes the spring down. It means inserting a plate pushes the spring. That is why insertion is denoted with the push operation. Similarly, inserting the more plates, the spring will be pushes down more and more. You can see the operation into this figure. Now if we remove the top plate from the container, the spring will be slightly move up. It means deletion / removal of plate causes to pop the spring, that is spring stretches out. Here in this example, if we remove plate, this is the pop operation. Remove plate, the spring will be stretched. That is why deletion is represented with the pop operation. Example of stacks. Following are some daily life examples of stacks. Here you can see this is a stack of neatly folded shirts. This is the stack of shoes boxes, a stack of pennies, and a stack of cafeteria trays. Here, if we pick a tray from the top from the stack, this one will be the tray which will be removed. We cannot remove a tray from the inside of this stack or from the bottom of this stack. Always we will remove it from the top, and also we will insert another tray at the top of the stack. Analysis of stack as an object in the context of object-oriented programming. Now we can easily collect information about the data and functions, that is the operation of the stack objects, because we have thoroughly discussed what is stack. Let we have stack of integer data item, then we have to require the following data and functions for constructing the class of this stack object. For example, the data of the stack will be an integer array, because our data items are integers. So we will require an integer array, an integer pointer for indicating the top. This top variable will indicate the index of the array. So the value of the top will be somewhat the value of an index of some location of array. The functions which we will use in this example of stack object will be the push operation for inserting the data item and pop operation for deleting the data item, as we have already discussed in the example of stack. Constructing a class for stack objects. Now we have enough information about the stack to construct its class in the object-oriented programming. Therefore, we start the stack class definition. Using integer array data in the class stack class example. This is the code of our class. Hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h. These are two header files which are mandatory in each and every program of the object-oriented programming. And this is our class whose name is stack. In the private section of this class, we are going to declare the data which is required to this class object. So this is an array of integer. The name of this array is st, and the data atom which we are going to reserve in this array are 10. There will be 10 data items, and all the data item will be of data type integer. This is another data item which is required to this stack object, and name of this data item or variable is top. This will store the index, that is the value of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 9. These value will be stored in this location of the top. This is the memory of our object which we are going to declare in this private section of our class. Now in the public sections there are three operations. The first one is a constructor. The name of this constructor is the name of just like class. So this is constructor, and this constructor is initializing the variable of top equal to -1. Below are the two operations, that is push and pop operation. What this push operation is going to do, this push operation will accept a data item from the user and that data item, this push operation will insert into the stack, that is st, which is just like the list of an array. So the var variable, this variable will accept the data item, and this variable will be stored its value into the top location of the stack, while the second operation is the pop operation, and this operation will remove the top value of the stack whenever we will activate this operation. So it will return an integer value, that is the top integer data item of the stack. So how it will work, we will see in the implementation of OOP environment. Next we will discuss the main program code. So main program code is void main stack s1. S1 is the object of stack class. So the computer will assign the memory which we have declared in the class to this object s1. So it contains an array of 10 integer elements and a top variable, memory of the top variable. So during the declaration of this object, the constructor of stack class will be activated, and it will initialize the top variable to -1. As you can see in the previous slide, here the constructor, that is stack, is going to initialize the top value of top variable at -1. So after the first line of this main program, here we have assigned the memory to s1 object. The next two operations we are going to explain in next slide. So in this slide, s1 dot push of data item 11, we are going to push a data item 11 into this memory location of the stack. So how this operation will be activated? From the main program we will call the push operation, and from the class 11 will be passed to this var variable. Var 11 will be stored in this var memory location. So this var memory location, that is the value of 11, will be stored at the top location of stack. How this will be done? Actually, the top variable will increment itself first. So it will become -1 to 0. So it will indicate or point to this location, and then this value will be stored st of 0. St of 0 is this location. So top will become from -1 to 0. So here the value of top will be 0. St of 0 is this location, and 11 will be stored at this location. So see in this sections, top has become 0, st of 0 at this location, the 11 have been stored. Now if we store the next value to this location into the stack, so it will be like this: s1 dot push operation will be called again, and now it will send the value 22 to this operation. Wide push, var will store 22 in its memory, so in the memory of var here it is 22, so this 22 will be stored at the next top location of the stack. So top will increment itself, so from 0 to when we increment this top variable, it will become 1. So here the value of top will be 1. st of 1 is this location, and at this location 22 will be stored. We see in the next section of this object. So top has become 1, st of 1 is this location, and at this location we have stored the value 22. Now if we want to remove a value from the stack object, so the top location, at the top location the value stored is 22, it will be removed first, and then the second value 11 will be removed. So we operate the pop operation. Count item 1 s1 dot pop. S1 object is calling the pop function, so from the pop function top has value 1, st of 1 is this location. So when we will call pop operation, what the pop operation did here, top, the value of top is 1, st of top will return its value, st of 1 yani 22, it will be returned to main program at this location here, and computer will display the atom 1 is equal to 22. Then the top will decrement itself and it will become 0, from 1 to 0. So look at the status of the S1 object. 22 has been removed, the next value is 11, and the top has become from 1 to 0, and the output will be displayed like this. Sorry. Here the status of our object is like this, S1, and 22 has been removed. The output will be like this, output atom 1 is equal to 22. Now again, if we call this pop operation, so the next value 11 will be removed from it. So look at this operations, this execution of this line. Count atom 2 s1 dot pop, s1 dot pop, pop with s1 is calling to pop functions of the class, so it will remove the values 11 from the stack. How it will be done? The value of top is 0, so at this location the value of top will be 0, st of 0 is this location, and pop function will return the value 11 which is stored at st of 0 location. So after returning the value of 11, the top will become the top will decrement itself and it will become -1. So what is the status of st1 s1 objects. S1 have been empty, and the top value of top is become -1. And what will be the output? Here the output will be displayed as 11. You may see output atom 2 is equal to 11. Now if we want to insert the next element into the stack, the top will increment and it will become from -1 to 0. You may see here, let we want to push 33 into the stack. 30 will be passed to var. The memory of the var will become 33, and this 33 will be stored in the location of top. You may see top has prefix notation for incrementation, so it will increment itself first -1 to 0, and then STF0 location 33 will be stored. This location this is the ST3 location, ST of 0 location, and 33 will be stored here at this location. So this will be the status of our S1 objects. 33 has been stored, top is 0. Next, when we want if we want to push 44 into the stack, 44 will be passed to var. The memory of var is 44. This 44 will be stored at the next location st of 1. Top will increment itself. It will become it will become from 0 to 1, and st of 0 location 44 will be stored. Next, if we want to store 55, so 55 will be passed to var. Var will store 55 in itself, so the top will increment from 1 to 2, and st of 2 location 55 will be stored. Next, if we want to insert 66 into the stack, the 66 will be passed to this var variable. The memory of var variable is 66, so the top will increment itself from 2 to 3, and it has become top has become from 2 to 3 at STF3 location. So here will be the top value will be 3. STF3 location, the value of var 66 will be stored. So STF3, here you can see the value of 6. Now the top value of stack is 66. If we want to remove an atom from the stack, the first value will be removed, will be 66. So how it will be done? Look at this location. This is the first line of program which will remove the value 66 from the stack. So the top is 3. So when the pop operation will be called, here the top value is 3. STF3 location will return its memory value. The STF3 location, here the memory value is 66, so 66 will be returned, and the status of S1 will become this one. Top has become from 3 to 2 because it decrement itself after returning the value. So the next atom 4, if we want to remove the next atom from the stack, that is 55, then the computer output of the previous line, this one line, atom 3 is equal to 66. It can be shown here. So the output of next line will be like this. S1, the status of S1 becomes the two values has been remained in the S1. 52 is the next value which has been removed from here. and the output will become like this. If we want to remove the next 44 value, it will be removed with the execution of this third line of main program. So the status of S1 become 33 because 44 has been removed, and the output will be like this. Atom 5 has been removed because this third line will display the output atom 5 is equal to the return value 44. Next, 33 has been removed from the stack and the top value become 0 to -1. Now the stack has been become empty. The execution of this 4 line will be atom 6 is equal to 33, and you may see the output of these 4 lines of main program will look like this. This is the end of our stack example. Our next lecture will be the lecture number 8. First, we execute our stack program from the OOP environment, and here this is our stack program in the OOP environment. This is stack class, private sections, and this is the public section, the stack constructor. This is the push operation, this one is the pop operation, and below is the main program which we have been discussed in our previous presentation. Here I will compile this program, so there is no error in this program. Now we will run this program. So when we have run the program, the execution and the output of this program will look like this. Atom 1 is 22, atom 2 is 11, atom 3 is 66, atom 4 is 54, atom 5 is 44, and atom 6 is 33. This was the end of our lectures. So next